Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Britain F1. If you are new here and you like the look of this channel, then please hit that big subscribe button down below. And if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm first off going to apologise for how I look because it is literally so hot the day I'm filming this. I think it's literally like 30 degrees and I feel like by the end of this video my makeup is going to be sweating off me, so I just want to first apologise for that. So recently in a few of my videos I have been talking about the situation that is happening at Ferrari regarding Sebastian Vettel, and a lot of the conversation as well has been happening on Twitter, and recently this week I tweeted a photo that Ferrari put on their social media, and I'll insert a picture here. And I was so appalled by what I had saw that I tweeted whoever runs their social media needs to be sacked, and it kind of blew up and I was literally getting so many people messaging me like feeling the same way, that they were shocked about how Ferrari are treating him, and it kind of got me thinking that Sebastian Vettel is kind of an underrated four-time world champion, and I think people who are new to the sport and kind of getting into it kind of see Sebastian now as a washed up world champion, which I feel is not the case. So today I'm going to be asking the question, is Sebastian Vettel an underrated multi-world champion? Now Sebastian is a back-to-back world champion, and the only people who have done that is Fangio and Michael Schumacher. And then this year, if Lewis Hamilton wins another world title this year, he will also be in that list. So I mean, they are two of the greatest ever drivers, so why does no one compare Sebastian to them? That is the question. So to kick this off, we have to go back to the good old days for Sebastian Vettel, back to the Red Bull days where it all began and where all the success began. Now we have to remember, when Sebastian won his world titles, he was between the ages of 23 and 26, which is so young for a world champion, especially when you compare him to the likes of Lewis. Sebastian was a lot less experienced than, say, Lewis is now. Lewis is in his late 30s, so for Sebastian to be winning 4 world titles between the ages of 23 and 26 is pretty amazing. Now some asked the question, did Sebastian peak too early? To be honest, I don't think that was the case. I think you have to remember Red Bull dominated that era, how Mercedes are dominating the sport now. It wasn't until the new hybrid era that came in where Mercedes just dominated and kind of caught everyone sleeping with how quick they were. So I don't think Sebastian peaked too soon. I think he just hasn't been able to get a car that will win him a world title. If you put him in the Mercedes, I think he would be able to compete massively with the likes of Lewis Hamilton. So with the new hybrid era, Ferrari reached out to Sebastian Vettel as they wanted to replicate the success he had at Red Bull within Ferrari, as Ferrari hadn't won a world championship since 2007 with Kimi Räikkönen. Now for Sebastian, this was always a dream of his. His idol is Michael Schumacher, so when he had the opportunity to go to Ferrari, he couldn't turn it down really, so he jumped at the chance. However, with Mercedes dominating the hybrid era, it kind of left Ferrari on the back foot. They never really had a car that could compete. I mean, they had a car a few seasons ago where Sebastian was very close to the championship with Lewis, but again the car let him down on reliability, so he could just never catch the likes of Mercedes. They have a lot of politics within the team, and I think if they ever want to win a world championship again, they really need to sort the inner deep part within the team out first. Like, the politics within the team is very toxic, I find. I don't find it is a team that is happy. When you compare it to like Mercedes or even Red Bull, sometimes the team always seems a lot happier to be there to work. I just don't get that vibe with Ferrari, and I think that is the issue. I think they really need to sort that out before they can ever think about winning a world championship again. Now this year is a year for Sebastian Vettel to forget. I think it's probably the worst year of his career, and that is because they are putting, quote, Love Island, all their eggs in Charles Leclerc's basket. They are designing that car for Charles. They see Charles as the future, and they're kind of just disregarding Sebastian Vettel now, which isn't right. It's not fair. Now when it comes down to it, and the car's not performing well or you're not driving well, you always blame the driver, and I think that is what is happening with Sebastian. I think people are just blaming him for what is happening, but personally for me, I think there is definitely something wrong with that car, because if you look back to the McLaren days when they were with Honda, the awful days, we all want to forget about McLaren, and Alonso was there, no one ever said Alonso was a bad driver because of how that car was performing. Everyone knew it was the car that was the issue. So I don't understand why people are saying it's Sebastian Vettel who is the bad driver, because he is a multi-world champion. You don't forget how to drive a Formula 1 car when you are a multi-world champion. So for me personally, I think it is the car that is the issue, and I just think maybe he's just lost faith in the team. That's why he's not performing as well compared to maybe Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc has signed up for another few years with Ferrari, so he has to perform well, and I think that is the issue. Now it really hurts me as well when I see young fans who are joining the sport, and they see Sebastian now as kind of an older driver who's probably lost his talent, and that really hurts me because that is not the case. That cannot be the case. I remember watching him when he was driving for Red Bull back in the day and thinking, this guy is amazing and no one could beat him, no one could catch him, and it really hurts me to see people forget that. And I saw this tweet and I retweeted it the other day, and I'm just going to insert it here because the guy has achieved masses of achievements in his career, and I think people have just forgotten that now because of how Ferrari are treating him, and it's not right. So I just really wanted to make this video to remind people that Sebastian does have talent, and hopefully he can get a seat next year. I mean, if it is with Aston Martin, he probably won't be challenging for world championships, but you know, I would love to see him back on the podium, and I just kind of want him to be working in a much more happier environment than what he is now. So guys, I'm going to leave that video here. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and how do you feel about Sebastian Vettel? Do you see him as well as an underrated driver? Please let me know in the comments and I'll see if I agree with you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy as well, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!